tabletop one, and I would call it, I call it super cat. So take one of your legs, just say your right leg, Christina, take your right leg back, that's it. But initially have the toes tucked under like so. So the right leg is strongly engaging, and then just lift that right leg literally like 5 centimeters off the ground. So kind of pretty, maybe a little bit, something like that. And then Christina's not taking her head all the way back because she wants to keep her spine in more of what you might describe as a kind of neutral alignment. And then release, bring that leg down, change sides. How are you doing with the filming, Mia?
The filming's happening.
Okay, good. So again, raise the leg like 5 centimeters off the ground. A bit, yeah, something like that. So these exercises are designed to kind of strengthen the center, which then means that, you know, sometimes, particularly when people are very mobile, that they need to kind of work on strengthening their center. So that's one of the exercises. And the second exercise, so come onto your, come and lie on your tummy, please, Christina. And then forearm, bring the forearm, that's it. And then I like to use bricks with this. So tuck under your toes, please. And then initially raise your knees, just out, just raise your knees. So I'm sure many of you recognize this forearm plank or a version of. And then lift your hips. So lift up the whole thing, that's great. So very important here is kind of keeping this line from, like, you think of shoulders to hips to heels. And there's this guy that Bernie's worked with, Stuart McGill, who's written a book on, it's called something like low back disorder. And he says that if you can hold this for 90 seconds, your chances of low back discomfort are significantly reduced. 90 seconds, okay, you can come down. I've done it like once or twice. 90 seconds is a really long time. So that's what forearm plank. So roll over onto your back now, Christina, please. Just lie on your back. Who? Victoria, are you from Oxford? So do you know one called Kate? Kate Ryan. She's in Oxford. Yeah, I got this from Kate actually. Can I do this with you? Is that okay? So both legs like this. So there's a physiotherapist and a yoga teacher, and she showed me this as a way of, and there are different versions of doing this. The way that Bernie taught it, I didn't really kind of get. It's a kind of very low crunch, if that makes any sense. And I talked about this with Kate, and she showed me this was her version. So you're kind of just putting your hands on your knees, and then it's almost like you're pushing your knees into your hands, and you're pushing your hands into your knees, if that makes sense. So how does that feel for you, Christina?
Yeah, I feel it in the core.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I've done this with other people, and they're like, have you seen this one before, Melanie? Yeah. So it's not like, you're not trying to do that, it's just this kind of pressing knees into hands, pressing hands into knees. Right. Okay. Resistance, yeah. So exercise designed to strengthen the core. So one more. So if you could stand up, please, Christina. And if you want to, you could also stand up and do this, if you want to. So it's not too vigorous. So keep smiling for the camera. So it's called, one of the ways it's called is space and brace. So you do it standing, and you have your little fingers kind of just at the top of your, what would this be called, Melanie? ASI? Yeah. So just at the top, and then the thumbs just at the kind of the low ribs. And so then the 3 fingers are pressing into the abdomen. So similar to what you just said, Frederica, it's almost like a bit of resistance. So you're kind of pushing your abdomen against the 3 fingers, and then you're pressing the 3 fingers into your abdomen. And breathing. Yes, don't stop breathing, it gets more challenging. You're looking confused, Mia.
I'm just concentrating on filming, Norman.
Mia's concentrated face looks confused.
Yeah.
So those are 4 exercises. So someone comes up to me and says, oh, my back is feeling a bit sore. Those are some of the exercises I'd suggest. You were saying, Melanie, you had a couple of exercises.
Yeah,
Show?
maybe I'll just give one. So the idea behind this one is that rhomboid shoulders. So when we're keyboarding, when we're driving, there's a lot of this that happens. And what happens then is these muscles, the pectoral muscles mainly, kind of shorten and get tight. And then the muscles in between the spine and the shoulder blades, the rhomboids, get long and weak. And so part of the story is obviously stretching out the pectoral muscles, but part of the story is strengthening the rhomboids. And there's not much in yoga that does pulling. So that's what the rhomboid's job is, retracting the shoulder blade, and there's nothing really that does that in yoga. So one of the things is, if yoga is your only physical activity, add in something else like swimming or climbing or pole dancing or something that involves that action, because we don't really do very much. But one of the ways that you can add it in to a certain extent is in Shalabhasana. If you lift the arms up and then rotate, and then that squeezes the shoulder blades together and gets those muscles active. So I personally do that in my sun salutations. 1 or 2 of my sun salutations, I won't do up dog or cobra, I'll do that Shalabhasana and add in the